Well, hello everybody. It's Brother Todd with your Victory Minute. I hope you guys are having a great day out there. Normally on Tuesday, I've been over the last few weeks been talking about really how to grow and sharing the gospel with somebody on a personal level. I'm going to move that to tomorrow, Lord willing, because today there's some things I need to get out to those of you that get to come to church here at the physical location, and to those of you that are becoming part of Victory virtually. So it's a little bit of two-sided thing here going. I alluded yesterday to the fact that we were going to look at being able to restart our services, hopefully August the 15th and 16th. And it looks like, from what we're seeing right now, that looks like a good plan for us to make. So right now, what we're going to try to do is to restart our normal schedule of services on August the 15th and 16th. Now, if you don't know what those regular scheduled services are, we have a service on the 15th. We'll start back up on Saturday night, okay? And then there's the there's two services on Sunday morning in English, and then at 1 o'clock there's the Spanish-speaking service, and then at 6 o'clock our what we call our classic service is really our staff evangelist, Brother Jim, preaches, and the music's kind of geared around some of the older hymns of the church that people around here kind of grew up on, what's kind of regular old church music, as folks around here would call it. But that's all gonna, Lord willing, that's all gonna start on the 15th and 16th. Now, I know that always going to bring up a lot of questions. Number one is, how sure are we that we're going to start? Well, if you ever hear me talk about anything in the future, I always quote old Brother James from the Bible, and I say, Lord willing, okay? If the Lord tarries his coming, and we see a continuation in a drop in COVID-19 cases across the state, and in particular, Dallas County and Kaufman County, then that's what we're looking at. When we canceled not opening up in July, we canceled because we saw a trend going up. And if you look back over the calendar, you'll see COVID-19 was in the process. It hadn't even peaked yet by the time that we canceled it, because we could just see it going that way. Well, that's what we're doing now. We're just going to watch to see if it continues to drop. Now, hear me when I say this. If the COVID-19 levels are greater than they are now, or they are the same as they are now, then we're going to cancel the service, okay? I want you to understand that going into it. We are watching this every day. But if the numbers continue to drop, and we see, praise God, hopefully good things happening with the COVID-19 response, then that's going to be our plan to pick up and go forward. We're not going to worry about a one-day little bump or something like that. We're just looking kind of at the trend. Right now, it looks like we have, Lord willing, I hope we've spiked in the state of Texas, and we are now on the way down. Hopefully by August the 15th, 16th, we'll be there. The only other option we really had was to wait till it got down that low and then schedule a deal, but we could have lost 3 weeks. So what we're going to do is we're just praying that this is on the downslope, and in the next 19 days, whatever it is from now, that we'll just continue to see that drop. And hopefully as we continue to see that drop, especially in those new cases, then we'll be ahead of it. So that's kind of a little bit of the logic behind what we're doing with the COVID deal now, or with its response. What we're going to do, I keep always looking that way because that's where a church building is. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to ask you when you come. Let me try to answer some questions for you. Our schedules are going to be normal except for two things. There aren't going to be any life groups meeting in rooms during the service times. Normally we do that. We have a certain number of life groups that meet here on the campus, and they meet here during one of the worship services. Now, we're not going to do that because those rooms are just too small, okay? We're going to ask you to be sure, just like under the state mandate right now, if you're moving around out in public, have your mask on when you come into church, when you're in the hallways, small confined spaces. In the sanctuary, we're going to let the masks be optional. Everything's going to be limited to about a 50% seating capacity. So we're going to be spread out quite a bit. And we're one of the reasons we're able to do that, or going to try, is because the space is considerably larger, and we have installed UV filters to the air conditioner systems in the sanctuaries. So any air that moves goes into the where it's reclaimed into the air conditioner system. If you know how air conditioner system works, it goes in one side, it gets refrigerated, it comes back out and blows back out into the sanctuary. Well, when that air moves into those filters, we've put in some UV filters that seem to be very, thank God, very deadly to coronavirus. So we're installing those things to really try to kind of help it. I don't know how practical it is to be trying to sit in there, for a long time with a mask on. Be kind of hard to breathe. So we're going to try that. The other thing is, y'all pray for me, but we're going to really try to limit the length of our services. Those of y'all that are part of Victory know that sometimes we have a start time, we don't have a finish time, and we're not going to try to quench the spirit at all, but we're going to do some things to try to not have you in there maybe as long. If we can get things done, then we're going to do them. But it won't be, I don't think you'll feel abbreviated. It may be a little different than what you're used to, but I think it's going to be a good time and a good place for us. The other thing is we're not going to do child care. None of our nursery programs. We're not going to have any of our children's ministries open, probably for at least the first 3 or 4 weeks. What our plan is right now is to reevaluate it every week, but we're not even going to look to reevaluate it for 2 to 3 weeks. So we're going to get started. We're going to see how families come together. That way you can really keep up with where them kiddos are at. We don't have to worry about one set of kids transmitting something to another set that leave a room and that kind of thing. I'm just really apprehensive about putting people in smaller rooms. That's where the science would say it's considerably more contagious. And on top of that too, I'm just very leery of how this is affecting and could affect our children. I just do not think there is any good excuse for a pastor to intentionally do anything that would put children in a dangerous situation. I just a grown up wants to come, that's their business, okay? But our kids don't get to make choices. Sometimes their mamas and daddies and grandparents don't. They'll like some of these people, they'll make a choice based on what's best for them, not necessarily what's best for the little ones. And they ain't talking about nobody, just say it. But anyway, so we're going to watch that real careful. Speaking of personal responsibility, those of you that are over 65 or you have underlying health issues or anything like that, let me talk to you a second. Everybody, regardless of your situation, you need to base coming to church on what you believe is the best choice for your family and for yourself, okay? So there's no guilt if you don't want to come back to church right now, okay? Don't even worry about that. That's fine, especially if you're over 65, you have underlying health issues, those kinds of things. Don't you worry about it at all, okay? The virtual things, I'm going to talk about that more here in just a minute, but all that stuff's still going to be going on, and so don't you worry about it. But I figure you're big boys and girls, and if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But you hear Brother Todd saying it publicly, openly, and I'm going to say it again. It's on you, okay? I cannot tell you that we can provide a perfectly safe meaning absence of risk, from COVID-19 here at the church plant. Now, we're going to do everything we can. We've got more hand sanitizer. We got disinfectant. We're going to disinfect the whole place after every service. We got a whole big regime, is that how you say it? I don't know, regimen. There it is, regimen in place to take care of all those kinds of things. We're going to make it as good as we can. I guarantee you it'll be cleaner than Walmart, but, not throwing under the Walmart folks on the bus. I'm just saying they got a lot more people to deal with. And so we'll be going that route. I'm going to look at my little paper to make sure Brother Todd didn't forget my old sunglasses turn on me automatically. I'm sitting here looking like I think I covered just about everything that we needed to really cover on as far as coming here right now. There's going to be an email coming out. There's going to be stuff on the website. It's going to be on Realm about all the details. Hopefully, we're going to try to answer all your questions this week before you ask them. If anything, after you get the email or you get on the website, if you don't have your answers to the questions you got, you're probably not the only ones that's wondering. So be sure and give us a holler here at the office. Now, for those of you out there in virtual land, and you can't get here to the church, you say, Brother Todd, what's this going to do to the Victory Minute? What's this going to do to the sermons that are going out and that kind of thing? The only thing we're going to do virtually coming out of COVID-19 as we go back to our regular services is to increase our virtual presence. One of the things we have learned in no uncertain terms is that there is a group of y'all out there that is considerably larger than what we have coming to church on Sundays, that are that you're connecting, you're faithful, you're watching it, you're wanting to grow in it. We've got some things that we're working on. Number one, the Victory Minute's going to continue. Everybody keeps asking me, Brother Todd, is the Victory Minute going to continue? Yes. I'm going to keep doing it. Lord willing, we get past all this announcement stuff, we can spend more time on devotional thoughts and those kinds of things. The second thing we're going to start doing once we get started is I'm going to be putting out 1 to 2 different studies a week. One will be a reading through the Bible thing where it'll be at 1 hour a week. It'll come out, I don't know when yet, but it'll come out. I'm going to record them. We'll walk through the Bible together. A lot of y'all that are here at Victory, you remember we used to do this on Sunday afternoons, and we just sat there for an hour and we drink coffee and we read the Bible. And if something struck me, I'd talk about it a second and we'd kind of move on. And the other thing is I may be beginning a series of what we call expositional preaching, which is where you walk through a particular set of scripture. Primarily with me, it'll be books. So I may take and preach through some books of the Bible as well. I'm still working on which way or the other. But that's going to be coming out. The minutes are going to continue. All the sermons are still going to be going out into all the places that they're recorded into right now. You'll have Saturday night preaching, which most of the time is Mason, our youth pastor, and my son, who's, if you saw last week, you see he's a much better preacher than I am. He's not the only one that speaks on Saturday night, but he does speak most of the time. You're going to have a Saturday night service going on. Our staff evangelist is Pastor Jim Everidge, who's retired from pastoring. He's probably one of the strongest evangelists / pastors that America's seen. You need to catch him sometime. His testimony is unbelievable. He's forgotten more about Jesus than I'll ever know. And then Pastor Victor. With Alvarez, our Spanish speaking pastor, is going to be, we're going to be moving all the things he's been doing, because he's been doing everything because it's different language in a kind of a different format, but we're moving all of that onto the website, and then the preaching. So all that's going to continue. In fact, we're going to try to really embrace it. We got a new thing that's going to be coming out called Victory Live. Victory Live. It'll be coming up on the website pretty soon, and it'll happen when we restart. But what that's going to give you the opportunity to do is to actually join electronically one of our services that are going on live, and there will be people there that you can talk to, okay, that you can chat with. I keep doing this stuff. I don't type very well, but anyway, there'll be people there that you can be part of the Victory service here, and it be happening live. And then what we're wanting to do is to be able to, you need that time where it's live. You need that time of the best togetherness we can get, okay? You need to be able to talk right back to one of our pastors. And so we'll have a pastor there. We're going to have people there that right during the service, after the service, can talk to you one-on-one, even as far as cell phones, all the way to, just in chat type deals electronically. So that's all coming. I can't even give you the details on it because they're trying to get it done as fast as we can. This is just something we come up on. We're going to be looking at starting some e-campuses. One of the things we know is that a lot of you guys that watch online, you watch from, it's funny, and I know what's happened is you've shared things with your friends. But we'll have 50 people watching in this country. We got 100 people watching in this country. We typically have almost 500 people watching in the Philippines. We have one group, a place down in Mexico, watching the English services, that's almost 100 strong. That's not even counting what's going on in the Spanish speaking. So what we're going to try to do is try to start forming some campuses that are first meeting electronically, and then we're going to either try to start churches or help get you into churches that are there and partner with you, so that you can have the duality of you're part of us electronically, but you're also getting in contact with believers in your area, because if you get sick and somebody needs to come see you, it's impossible for us to be there from here. But God's, there is no foreign place to God. God holds the world in His hand. There is nothing foreign to Him. Okay, so He's got a place. He's got a plan for us, and we're looking forward to it. Now, I know I've been rambling on, been talking. Throw my little sunglass prescriptions on here again. Okay, almost 16 minutes. Last thing, and you got to get this out, is you got to start inviting people to come. Now, I know you say, Brother Todd, I don't know what's going to happen with the COVID. Okay, and neither do they, and only God knows. And listen, let's just start inviting them. It gives you another opportunity to make a touch with somebody. Just invite them, tell them, hey, we're coming. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I want y'all to hear me. Our primary reason for wanting to get back into service right now is that we need to amplify the invitation to people to come to Christ. Okay, me and you that's in Christ, we can make it. Okay, they can lock us up in a prison cell, and we might not see another believer for 10 years. I'm going to tell you what, the Holy Spirit's big enough to fill us every day. But somebody that doesn't know Christ needs the best opportunity to come to Jesus, and most people get saved at church. That's just plain and simple. Okay, I'll guarantee you 99 out of 100 that genuinely bona fide get saved, they get connected to a believer in a church service somehow, some way. That's just reality. So let's embrace it. Let's use this opportunity. If you can get to our church, if you can't come every week, I understand that. But if you're watching us and you've been part of this now through this whole COVID response, maybe for months, maybe you live three or 4 hours away, you come one Sunday. And start making the plan that Sunday is October the 15th and 16th. People say, I live an hour away. I'm going to tell you something. We got members that come to this church every Sunday that live an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes away. So don't even worry about that. You live in Dallas, something like that. You live on the other side of Cedar Creek Lake. You're way up north, way down south, the other side of Corsicana. We got people driving this way from there every Sunday, okay? Make your best plan to be here. Do not make an excuse, okay? Now, again, if you know you got no business being around people, then you do your best. You use your best judgment with your COVID response, okay? But if right now, you're getting out and moving around, and you feel comfortable, we're gonna be adapting. We're gonna be changing things. You get here, you see something, I don't know about that. Okay, you let us know. We're gonna fix it. Also, last thing, I know I'm trying to talk quick, is all the 2 morning services on Sunday morning at 9 and Sunday morning at 10:30. Those are going to be indoor-outdoor services. So we have the capacity here at the church. If you had never been to the plant, the church plant, and I don't know why we call them a plant. I guess that's preacher talk. But anyway, this facility, we're going to be inside in the sanctuary. That's where the air conditioning is, by the way. But then also out on our front porch, we have a huge front porch and lots of shade trees. And we're going to have a deal set up outside there. So, if I was a little bit older and I was worried about being around folks or something, has some underlying conditions, I'd come and sit outside. We got 4 huge TV screens. All the sound's going to be out there. You're like, Brother Todd, I'm nervous about having the kids out. I don't want to put them in the sanctuary. Hey, you know what? Bring your lawn chair, sit way out there under the trees. I guarantee if people see you sitting in the trees, we're going to leave you alone. All our greeters are going to be trained. Nobody's going to try to shake your hand. There'll be people go, hey, they're distancing. We want everybody to be ministered to. Okay? So anyway, well, I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. I need to say it and talk too long. They're going to get on to me for the length of this minute. But I hope you have a great day. Tomorrow, I'll fill you in on a few more details, and then we're going to be talking about what are those 3 things somebody's got to know, guys. They got to know. They got to know there's a problem. Okay, sins cause separation. They got to know God's willing and able to save them, and they got to know that sooner or later you're going to have to act in faith. Okay, you're going to have to believe God and do something about it. All right. God is willing and God is able to save us. It's the greatest message the world has ever heard. And we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. All right. Got to go. Have a good day. Bye-bye.